Hey boys and girls, Sondra here again with your April 24th Literacy Challenge. Today we'd like to see you do some writing. So we'd like to have you write 1 to 3 sentences on a book that you've read at home or perhaps online, or even a book that you've read with me, because I'm going to read one with you today. And then I want you to tell me 3 things that you've learned from that book, or something that you've learned from that book. Okay? So the book that I'm going to read with you today is called Everybody Needs a Rock. It's by Baird Baylor, and the pictures or the illustrations are by Peter Parnell. We'd like to acknowledge Simon & Schuster Publishing for allowing us to read this book during the COVID-19 crisis and supporting our educational system, so thank you for that. Are you ready? Everybody needs a rock. Everybody needs a rock. I'm sorry for kids who don't have a rock for a friend. I'm sorry for kids who only have tricycles, bicycles, horses, elephants, goldfish, 3-room playhouses, fire engines, wind-up dragons, and things like that, if they don't have a rock for a friend. That's why I'm going to give them my own 10 rules to find a rock. Not just any rock, I mean a special rock that you find yourself and keep as long as you can, maybe even forever. If somebody says, "What's so special about that rock?" don't even tell them. I don't. Nobody is supposed to know what's special about another person's rock. All right. Here are the rules. Rule number 1. If you can, go to a mountain made out of nothing but 100 million small, shiny, beautiful, roundish rocks. But if you can't, any place will do. Even an alley, even a sandy road. Rule number 2. When you're looking at rocks, don't let mothers or fathers or sisters or brothers or even best friends talk to you. You should choose a rock when everything is quiet. Don't let dogs bark at you or bees buzz at you. But if they do, don't worry. The worst thing you can do is go rock hunting when you're worried. Rule number 3. Bend over. More. Even more. You may have to sit on the ground with your head almost touching the earth. You have to look a rock right in the eye. Otherwise, don't blame me if you can't find a good one. Rule number 4. Don't get a rock that's too big. You'll always be sorry. It won't fit in your hand right, and it won't fit in your pocket. A rock as big as an apple is too big. A rock as big as a horse is much too big. Rule number 5. Don't choose a rock that is too small. It will be easy to lose, or a mouse might eat it, thinking that it's a seed. Believe me, that happened to a boy in the state of Arizona. Rule number 6. The size must be perfect. It has to feel easy in your hand when you close your fingers over it. It has to feel jumpy in your pocket when you run. Some people touch a rock 1,000 times a day. There aren't many things that feel as good as a rock if the rock is perfect. Rule number 7. Look for the perfect color. That color could be a sort of pinkish gray with bits of silvery shine in it. Some rocks that look brown are really other colors, but you only see them when you squint and when the sun is just right. Another way to see the colors is to dip your rock in a clear mountain stream, if one is passing by. You could also put it in your sink. Rule number 8. The shape of a rock is up to you. There's a girl in Alaska who only likes flat rocks. Don't ask me why. I like them lumpy. The thing to remember about shapes is this. Any rock looks good with 100 other rocks around it on a hill. But if your rock is going to be special, it should look good by itself in the bathtub. Rule number 9. Always sniff a rock. Rocks have their own smells. Some kids can tell by sniffing whether a rock came from the middle of the earth or from an ocean or from a mountain where wind and sun touched it every day for millions of years. You'll find out that grown-ups can't tell these things. Too bad for them. They just can't smell as well as kids can. Rule number 10. Don't ask anybody to help you choose. I've seen a lizard pick one rock out of a desert full of rocks and go sit there alone. I've seen a snail pass up 20 rocks and spend all day getting to the one it wanted. You have to make up your own mind. You'll know. All right, that's 10 rules. If you think of any more, write them down yourself. I'm going to play a game that takes just me and one rock to play. I happen to have a rock here in my hand. Everybody needs a rock. All right, boys and girls. So remember what I said. You need to choose something that you've learned from the book and write it. 1 to 3 sentences. You can do it from Everybody Needs a Rock or a book that you might enjoy. Okay? Thanks for coming and chatting with us today and listening to my story. And we'll see you again next time.